things that's truly sad is that many conservative and conservative legislators didn't even realize how big an issue with this. But if you're pro-life, if you're religious, if you're a Second Amendment supporter, I mean, what happens to you on these social media platforms is a disaster. I've been a big and vocal, antagonist of what they've done to try to censor Americans and their freedoms of speech, under the guise of, oh, well, it's our platform, we can do what we want. But they get all these protections from the U.S. government that save them from liability and all, et cetera, that you don't have that, quote, free market aspect that so many of the Republicans have refused to push on. So it has become an issue. It's real. I've seen it happen to myself when I've had, say, the guts to attack some things in the media that are rather ridiculous, but no one else is going to point out. I'll do it. But I've seen it happen to my friends, Candace Owen and others that are going to get, that thrown off platforms for literally questioning the leftist narrative. And it's scary.
So you talk about that. Are there specific examples of the different platforms and types of things that you have found have happened to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, the most recent sort of big example, I mean, I see it even in my numbers, meaning I know what my fan base is going to do. I know if a tweet or if an Instagram post, I literally can tell you within a couple thousand likes where it's going to go. And it's like, oh, that one's going big. It's going to go big. At 3 hours, you're at 70,000 likes. And then it's like 7 hours later, you're at 72,000. Like, they just shut it down. I've seen that time and time again. Same thing on Twitter, where I know something's going to go big because I understand what my audience wants and what they're looking for. So I can just tell. And it goes nowhere. But, beyond that, that's sort of what's going on, under the radar. I mean, it's more flagrant than that. I mean, the best example for me would have been, a year and a half ago, whatever it was, when I called out Jussie Smollett. And I just said, guys, wait a minute. If this happened, throw the book at whoever did this. But, I just don't see a bunch of white supremacists in MAGA hats hanging out in downtown Chicago, not getting shot, within seconds, but hanging out in downtown Chicago on the coldest night of the year, waiting for Jussie Smollett to go get Subway at 2 a.m. I don't know. If it happened, throw the book at him. But, has anyone thought that this just could be nonsense? And, I mean, Instagram, they took down the post. I'm purporting, conspiracy theories because the narrative was so good. They wanted it to be true. I go, has anyone asked the question that you think, a group of, white supremacists, do you think they're watching Empire? Because, I don't know. It's probably not their demo. It's probably not the group. Give me this thing was asinine. It was insane. And I mean, they went after me. My post was taken down for hate speech. Now, I didn't say anything. I just said, has anyone asked this question? Because everyone so blindly welcomed, oh, this must have happened. Trump supporters are evil. They're vicious. This definitely, obviously happened. Or because they wanted it to have happened. They ran with it like wildfire. And I was probably the first guy with, let's call it, a blue check mark or a business or something to lose that was like, I don't know, I'm going to push the BS button on this one because it was so insane. But, again, that post was taken down. Instagram says, well, we're sorry, it was an error. It wasn't an error. They said, well, we'll happily talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it publicly. No, we're not going to do that. And you see it. You see what happened to Candace Owens 2 weeks ago. Pulled off a platform for asking questions. Now, sure, are they controversial? Maybe. Sure. We're still in America. We should be able to ask these questions. And you see that it's a dry run to try to oppress the right's opinions, conservatives' opinions, people that believe in religion or who are pro-life. Just what can we do to suppress them? They may not cancel them entirely. They may not deplatform them entirely, though they've done that to many. But it's how can we minimize their ability to get their message out on those platforms? And it's scary.
Yeah, I hope we can find that BS button and get it added somewhere. Don, your dad and the team, used social media as like a secret weapon to bypass the media in 2016. Are you concerned that based on the success that they had, that there's going to be provisions put in place leading up to this election that will hinder the ability of that same kind of message to get through?
100%. I mean, again, you see the dry run already starting. You know, the examples I just used. You see, people say, "Man, it's weird. I'm now paying for advertising and getting fewer clicks than I was before." I mean, they're really selectively tweaking the algorithm to hurt one side. And you notice, you can't find a single person on the left, not one, who's ever been like, "Yeah, they threw me off the platform. Oh, they're stopping me." I mean, it is so one-sided. You've never seen anything like it.
Right.
I mean, there really is not another example in the world of something that's so flagrantly biased, and not one person that, and the left puts some pretty hateful, crazy stuff up there. And it's like, no, nothing to see here. They're entitled to their free speech. And so you see that it's just basically that dry run. How can we influence this election? How can we prevent Trump from getting his actual message across, the truth across? Instead, we're going to promote CNN. I've seen that, again, on my platforms. Guys, Don, because I'll read this stuff. I kind of go back and forth with my followers a lot. Like, Don, it's weird. Like, I've had to follow you 6 times this week, and I never unfollowed you once, but I wasn't following you again. I can't like your post. I tried liking a post that was your father, meaning the president, and his grandchildren, just to like it. And, you see it. They're sending me screenshots and videos, and they're taking the time to do that. So if I'm getting thousands of those, imagine how many people it's happening to that either are oblivious, they don't know that it's going on, or they're not going to take the time to literally take videos, screenshots of them trying to like my post or my father's post and not being able to get it up there. Those same people say, "Don, it's really weird. All of a sudden, like, media matters. Like, I'm following these like leftist organizations that I have no interest in. Nothing in the algorithm would tell you that you should be following these people. And yet all of a sudden I magically follow them, but I never actually hit the follow button." I can do it every week. I can go into the people to follow on Twitter. I mean, it's literally like every leftist in America. And I'm like, I don't think they got this right. But it's them pushing what they want.
We say, and I ask you to stay with us, lift up your voices in this great meeting in the heart of England. And to all the world, a message, England lives and marches on.